Sounds good. Looks like we have just about everybody back. So I want to introduce everyone. Michigan State's latest tight end, Cameron Allen from Forney, Texas, enrolled here in January. Really excited to introduce you to him today. We'll take questions, and we'll start with Matt Charbonneau of the Detroit News. Matt.
Hey, Cam. How you doing? Good to see you. I'm just curious, what was it? Why was it important for you to be able to enroll early, and at what point did you know you were going to be able to do that?
Hey, man, I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. But I knew I was going to be able to do it probably, honestly, a week before I arrived on campus. It was kind of just a last-minute thing, just being able to know, having to know when I'm going to be able to come on campus because at first I wasn't gonna graduate early. And then the opportunity presented itself, so I jumped on it as soon as I could.
And, it hasn't been that long, but how would you say you're settling in? I know it's quite a shift to come from Texas up here, and now you're a college student. How are you settling into everything? And what's kind of been the most interesting thing, whether it's football or off the field, or that you've had to deal with?
It's been pretty cool settling in, just coming from Texas, you don't see snow every day. So it's like, that's a big thing. When I'm walking from my dorm to the facility, it's snow all on the ground. So I think my main thing is just probably playing with the snow, kicking it as I'm walking outside and stuff like that. But it's been a pretty smooth transition. I got some teammates I know. I got 2 teammates from Texas, so they've been kind of helping me out a little bit. And then the other early enrollment freshmen have been pretty much who I've been hanging out with. So I've been kind of gelling in pretty good.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Our next question is from Chris Solar, the Detroit Free Press.
Hi, Cam. Good to see you and good to meet you. I guess the first logical question after that was, did you bring a winter coat with you, or did you have to get one when you got here?
I brought a couple of North Face jackets, but then I got a Michigan State. They provided us with a pretty bigger coat that I wear every day now. So that's been my pretty much go-to as I've been out here.
I figured that's probably keeping you a little warmer. I guess, can you kind of touch on your relationship with Hamp? I think I read somewhere that you guys started working out a little bit together during all of this. I mean, can you kind of extrapolate on how you guys connected and what you guys did?
Basically, we just connected through the school. He reached out to me after he saw that I committed to MSU because he committed first. And he was just like, we don't stay too far down the street. It'd be pretty cool if we could hook up, throw some routes and stuff like that. So that's pretty much how that went. And then I went to meet him. It was probably about 30 minutes away from my house. And it was pretty cool to see him for the first time. I wasn't expecting him to be as tall as he was. Me, because I'm always the tallest one out of everybody. And then I meet him, and he's like 6'6". So that was a pretty exciting experiment.
And from your position group, I mean, was the chance to maybe get some early playing time, how much did that factor into your decision to get here early to kind of get a jump start?
Yeah, I mean, it always factors in. I mean, you can get playing time at any time of year. It don't matter if you're a freshman through a senior. It just depends on who's going to come in and put the work in. So if you're willing to come in and put the work in and be able to earn the spot, I mean, that's what you have to be able to do. Nothing's guaranteed at this point.
Our next question is from Stephen Brooks with 24/7 Sports.
Hey, Cam. I wanted to ask you, how much before you came were you able to – I'm just curious about your process of learning the offense. When do you dive into that? Did they send you some stuff, playbook stuff to figure out while you were home, or does that start when you get here and you sort of have meetings on the side other than your weight room stuff? Just curious how you're going about learning the scheme as you look towards spring ball in a month or so.
Before I got on campus, it was basically just like you were pretty much just learning a little bit at a time because, mine was different because at first I was just coming in. I was going to be coming in June, and then all of a sudden I was coming next week. So it was just a jump from all of a sudden. So then as soon as I got like everything settled with like my papers, getting my transcripts and all that other stuff, I was able finally to like settle in and actually be able to start learning some things. Like now I got my playbook, it's sitting right beside me. So I mean, I'm in that. I basically had the whole offense in my hands, and then I have a tablet which I'm actually on this Zoom call with. It's where I can do all my watch all my film. There's an app on there I can watch film from anything you can think of, and that's pretty much all that I've been using. Just using that to give me a head start and learning how to digest the playbook.
Is that all on your own, or are you having some meetings with coaches already and everything?
No, I have meetings with. I have an individual meeting with just me and my position coach every Tuesday and Thursday alone, and then I have a group meeting that when we all come together and that we just come in and talk about more complex things and just breaking it down one by one. So both of those meetings help me out a lot, though.
Got it. Thanks, Cam.
No problem.
Our next question is from Eli with the State News.
Hey, Cam, thanks for taking some time today. Just curious, we talked to Mel a little bit earlier. He said that you've really been standing out in the weight room so far. So I'm just curious, how's it been, getting into the college weightlifting program? And then how's it been trying to balance that in college at the same time, especially since you kind of just hopped into it within a week where you weren't really expecting to?
Honestly, the first day was pretty tough. The first and second day were pretty tough. I mean, I really didn't know what to expect just jumping into it right from high school workouts. The main thing about it was just really fast paced and it kind of threw me off guard. But coming from where I'm coming from, we play from Texas. At my school, we work out 7 o'clock in the morning. We're going full, whatever we can, full intensity. So it really wasn't a problem to me jumping into the workouts like that. But the only difference was how high maintenance it was, because you're not doing bench, squat, and power clean. You're not doing those certain 3 things the whole lift. Those are your warm-ups, and then you got to do all these other lifts. So it's basically just you just keep moving, and then that's basic. That's the basic of it.
Thanks, Cam.
No problem.
Our next question is from Matt Wenzel with M Live.
Hey Cam, all your stuff that your mom shipped up, make it to you?
Yeah.
You talked a little bit about being an early, but when you kind of set, was there a point because the process happened so quickly when you went from thinking you were going to get here in June to all of a sudden you're here? Has it really hit you yet, or was there a point after your parent you get here with your parents that it kind of settled in that there's snow on the ground, you're in college?
Yeah, it probably hit me. It didn't hit me that weekend when my parents were in town. It probably hit me the moment my parents, when my mom and them said goodbye and they were going back. That was probably the moment it all hit me that like I'm out here on my own and I have to be responsible and do what I need to do in order for her to be able to come back and me go see them whenever I can. So I know that I have to go out here and handle things in order for those things to be accessible.
Is there any, obviously, like anybody who's a new student, whether you're playing football or not, there's a, acclimation process. How much does the COVID situation where you're, the university is basically telling you to stay away from other people, and that's what the, health protocols are. Does that kind of complicate, getting everything settled in?
Not really, because I've been pretty much settled in for a couple of days now, but it does kind of affect with like your social group, because you want to get out. You're a freshman, you want to get out and meet new people because you don't know anybody out here. So with all these COVID rules, it's kind of hard to go out and process that, because you're not getting to meet these new people. You're not getting to go sit in the cafe and talk to all these different people. So COVID has definitely been an impact on that.
Thanks, Cam. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Our next question is from Lindsey Huddleston.
Hey, Cam, welcome. Little advice about the snow. It'll come when you least expect it, so just keep that in mind. Also, to the COVID question, you are making history. You're part of this historic COVID class. Can you talk about when you were in high school and you saw the older players in high school getting recruited and you came to know the traditional recruiting process, but now you're part of this COVID situation? What was it like? Did you think it was in jeopardy? What was it like for you kind of getting ready for this when COVID started?
Yeah, it was kind of different. It definitely impacted recruiting, because I got started getting recruited by Michigan State in March, and that was like right after COVID breakout. That's when all the NCAA got closed. So at this point, we didn't know how long it was going to be closed. We don't know when things are going to open back up. So at this point, it's just you can't BS with anybody that you want to go to, because the opportunity could close just like that. So I knew that I wanted to go to Michigan State. I knew that's where I wanted to be. So I wasn't going to waste any time trying to hold off on any offers, see if I can go to campus or any of that. Yeah, I knew that's where I wanted to be, so that's where I committed to.
And a real quick follow up to that point, what advice can you give to future recruits, whether it's at Michigan State or people going through their process, when it comes down to making a decision? You say you didn't want to hold out, you didn't want to mess around. I mean, what advice can you give people?
Just to trust your heart and go where you feel that you're wanted most. Because I feel like everybody can show like that they want you here and that they love you so much, but you can tell the real from the fake. I mean, one coach is going to try to he's going to really be trying to recruit you, and then on the other hand, like how my coach Gilmore was, it's just like he's going to show you realness. He's going to show you that he's going to be your father figure out here and that you can depend on him, and that's what I really wanted in a coaching staff.
Wow, thank you for that. Good luck.
Thank you.
Our next question is from Rico Cooney with Spartan Magazine.
Hey Cam, welcome to the North. Can you talk about what your I guess what you think you can do in your first season here? I mean, what are your goals? I mean, is it your goal to get on the field as a starter, or how are you approaching this whole process?
Right now, I'm taking this one step at a time. Right now, I'm just focused on getting stronger in the weight room and learning the playbook, because that's what comes first. There's, of course, guys that's here that's bigger and stronger than me, know the playbook. So if I don't accomplish those things first, none of the other things happen. So those are my first steps right now. And then once I get through the spring ball and stuff like that, my goals will then be to I have 3 goals already that I know, because I know I'm going to handle business throughout the spring. My first goal is to make the travel team. My second goal is to start at least 1 game as a true freshman. And my third goal is to catch at least 10 balls this season. So those are all my 3 goals after this spring semester.
All right, thanks a lot.
No problem.
Our next question is from Jim Comparoni with Spartan Magazine.
Hey, Cam, thanks for taking time out to do this with us. I'm just a little more curious about your day-to-day things. Are you guys able to throw the football around in the indoor building right now? Have you been able to work out with the quarterbacks and other tight ends and receivers? Or no?
We are, but not with the coaches. We're able to do it on ourselves. So when we have to have the balls out, we're just basically by ourselves doing that.
What's that been like to run routes for the college quarterbacks and with your teammates? What's that been like to actually get your hands on the football and work out with these guys on an optional basis?
It's been pretty cool, because you come into high school and come into college and everybody is good. They say that when you're in high school, you get to college, everybody's good. Well, when you really get there, everybody is good actually. So you getting the same balls, you can't understand that the quarterbacks are competing because everybody is so good. You don't know who's the starter. Like, everybody's throwing good balls, the receivers are running good routes. So you're just soaking in as much as you can, because all of that will basically just help your process, help you grow as a person, help you grow on the football field, because you're just taking this knowledge from the other players that have already been there, and you're just using it to your advantage.
When you met Mel Tucker and Ted Gilmore for the first time face-to-face was when you were enrolling, which is different than ever before, like Lindsey Huddleston was mentioning. What was that like? You put so much into this program, so much of your future and so forth, to meet them face-to-face. What was that moment like?
It was very excited to see them for the first time. When I seen Coach Gilmore, when I seen both of them, I had a big happy smile on my face. I mean, I know they couldn't tell because I had my mask on, but at the same time, I was still in a rush when I met Coach Tucker, because when I met him, it was moving in day, so we were getting all our stuff situated in, but he was just a real genuine guy. You could tell he was excited for me to be here. Coach Gilmore was excited for me to get into the playbook finally. He was excited because he'd been pushing for me to come ever since summer. He wanted me in January, so that was a good start of our relationship right there.
Thank you.
Looks like we have one more question. We'll go to Stephen Brooks with 24/7 Sports.
Thanks, man. Cam, I'm curious, how close were you able to get with Ethan during the recruiting process, and how's that relationship gone now? Is he kind of a resource being from the area and an early enrolled guy? What sort of, how much has he been a help to guys like you and Ham?
Most definitely. He's a really cool guy. He literally calls me. We walk to the facilities back and forth with each other. Before we had those COVID guidelines where we're on a quarantine right now. We were eating lunch with each other, eating dinner with each other. I mean, we're doing our homework with each other. He's been a real helpful hand out here because, him being from the area, he's able to tell me where to go, what to do, how to do certain things. So he's definitely been real helpful, and he's a good friend.
Got it. Thanks, man.
Looks like that's all the questions we have. Cam, we really appreciate your time. Welcome to campus here in East Lansing. We'll see you at spring practice.
All right. Thank you guys for having me.